Joe in real life. So, I just listened to Ivan Jurek's latest video. 1,419, I think. It's got roughly, 1,000-day lead on me in this squat every day. But anyway, it was very moving for me and exactly what I needed to hear this morning. A powerful argument for auto-regulation and using a squat every day. Or really, I think any complex movement that's total body would be just as good. I can't think of a good reason why not. And as far as a heavy single, I also don't see any reason why it couldn't be a heavy double or triple. Maybe that's neither here nor there, because we're squat every day boys. But talking about how you go in and you do this thing, and then based on it, you have a clearer sense without the confusion of the mind what you're capable of doing that day. And you do your work based on that. Not a program, not a plan necessarily. Although those elements they're not excluded. It's just when they happen is up for grabs a little bit. I'm explaining this badly. You should watch his video. If you follow this channel, you probably follow Ivan. And if you don't, you should. Ivan's great. But I've been really thinking about it over the last month because I've been just beside myself with grief. Really just totally incapable of working out in a meaningful way, which I had to post a video every day. It made me feel pretty bad about myself, but I didn't have the thought pattern behind it that Ivan has. For me, it was more intuitive, like I'd get into my war room, my dungeon. I'd work up to a single. I'd do some warm-ups in between sets. And then afterwards, I'd just be like, fuck this. I'm not doing it today. I'm not doing it. Many of those days, let's say in the last 3 weeks, I've had 3 real workouts, excluding yesterday, of course, and what today will be, 3 proper workouts. I wouldn't even call them hard workouts, but 3 mid-range workouts. And the rest of the days, I'd get under that bar and I'd just feel my spirit deflate, And I want to be clear about this part too, because I do think it's important. Coffee, sorry. Many of those days, I could have forced it. Absolutely, for sure. And that makes me a little bit of a wimpy guy that I didn't at least do something extra, But the possibility of injury, and this is just the first hurdle, the possibility of injury was so much higher. I was unfocused. My nervous system was unprepared. I was incapable of warming up effectively. I couldn't get my head in the game. I dropped a weight on my big toe twice one day. Wasn't even lifting. I was just moving weights around, And could I have gotten lucky? For sure. Absolutely. And sometimes you push through and you don't do great work, but you do work and you do get lucky and you don't get hurt, man. Our body's really resilient. But, and this is the old man talking now, okay? You will get lucky. You can push through until you can't. And when you get zapped, it'll cost you everything. Everything. If you do that and you get zapped and you get really lucky, you're only out for 8 weeks. I've had I had a groin issue years and years ago, running related, but also yoga and lifting. And it set me back 18 months. To say nothing of my gains that were halted, I was in constant pain. And I mean constant. Wake you up in the middle of the night kind of pain. And that shit's not worth it to me, you know? Yeah, as puss boy as it may sound, I'm never going that way again. And so anyway, I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with Ivan. I was using the system that he described without even knowing it. I was doing it intuitively, you know? I'd go down, I'd warm up, sit on the floor and feel sorry for myself, get under the bar, put up the weight, and be like, not today, hombre. You're gonna get stapled to the floor, you push today. And then I wouldn't. And where am I going with this? Well, Ivan, thank you. You know, it really meant a lot to me to hear you say those things. I know you have a new baby at home. Congratulations, my man. I already told you that, but you get it. And I also know how demanding that can be. It's wonderful. It's joyous. You get a supernatural endurance from just being a new dad. To say, I mean, it's nothing compared to what a mom gets. But holy shit, you can do anything on no sleep, no food. But also you're preoccupied, man, you know? And like, it eats up a lot of time. It eats up a lot of attention. It eats up a lot of our, whatever that battery is that contains our focus, you know? And it makes it really, really hard to A, do anything else, and B, give a shit about it. So I salute you. It's hard work. It's rewarding work, but it's hard. Similarly, or perhaps the antithesis of that, I spent the last month tending to and worrying about my mom who's passing. And while definitely the flavor's different, the demands are similar. And it was nice for me to hear what you had to say about autoregulation, because it's been the linchpin of my sanity for the last 4 to 6 weeks. Really, I know I've changed the time period over the course of this video. The last 3 weeks were really tough, but the 3 weeks before that were no picnic either. And my goals are completely off the table at this point. My goals for the year, at least. But I also feel rejuvenated and restored, and I like myself again because I was able to show myself a little kindness, you know? So anyway, it's almost a 10-minute video just talking about another guy's video about squat every day. But also this, be nice to yourself, you know? And watch Ivan's video. I think it's 1419. He just posted it. He explains it much better than I do. I'm a little scattered. As of right now, I'm going to do my upper body work, and I'm going to get that heavy single in, and I'm going to enjoy this life, you know, because it's for the living. And we all got a hospital bed waiting for us. Woof. Woof. I don't know what made me just say that. But we do. It's true. Stay tuned. Well, by the numbers, I finished my assessment, and a little more than my assessment, actually, kind of contradicting what I stated in my little rant earlier. This is at 3 times speed. I'm working up to my daily minimum. in the front squat, as well as getting my kettlebell swings in. Today's day 37, but I just did 2 sets of 20, which was quite a bit. It felt good though. I still feel like I owe 250 swings, which I'll pay back probably tomorrow. I did 50-pound one-arm kettlebell snatches when I was at the Holiday Inn in Portland, Maine. And honestly, I feel like that's just as hard. But rules are rules, man. And you know, I think that effort buys me a little leeway, but that's all it buys me. You know, necessity and all that. Which is a little weird to be a stickler about the rules when it's a game that I invented and only James and I are playing. But also, I don't know, you got to tell the truth to yourself. Or you have no hope of being honest with the world, right? So that's where I'm at. After this, I'm kind of using this time to do my voiceover, to take a little break because I built up quite a sweat. But after this, I'm going to do my workout knees over toes style for the upper body. And I'll share that with you in the future. I'm still ironing out some of the kinks. I also did my 50-pound sled for a third of a mile. I think I'm going to do that every day. I feel good doing it. It's a really good warm up. And, you know, whatever, man. Like, it's legs, and alternated farmer's carry, wader carries would probably be more specific to the work I'm doing today. But I just really feel like I need the alignment work on my feet and my hip and knee complex. That injury I was talking to you about earlier in the video, like the pseudo iliac crest groin pull that I had years back. Like, if I'm totally honest, the full culprit of that is my hip dysplasia. But it wasn't helped by me being an idiot and doing dumb stuff all the time, you know, trying to be a yogi and a runner and a weightlifter. I think I was even doing CrossFit at the time. Not a great plan, you know, too many things the body had to adapt to. And with it making such profound leaps in mobility, now that I look back on it, it's obvious that I got hurt. Whereas at the time, I just felt like I was being a cool hybrid guy who was pretty good at a lot of things and not great at anything in particular. That's kind of my jam. That's what I like. But I was pushing way too hard in all these things at the same time. And, you know, that's not smart, man. You can't do that. Like, you can push everything at once, but you can't push hard everything at once. Your body will, the interference principle, which I think is grossly exaggerated, but also is real, you know? Like your body just can't adapt to a myriad of things. And like, I was doing yoga, I was pushing long distance running, and I was slanging weights. I don't even talk about the shoulder injury, but I got a pretty meaningful tear in my posterior delt, my left side. And like, it was so outshined by my groin that I don't even think about it. Like, it still hurts, you know? It hasn't gotten any better. I should have had surgery. I ain't doing that if I don't have to, and I didn't have to, so here we are. But anyway, feeling good, back in the saddle. This is Joe in real life. I love you guys. Be good to each other today. Be good to yourself too, you know? I'm gonna try hard to do the same. Talk to you tomorrow.